Hey everybody, it's Alan Brochstein coming to you from Houston, Texas. I'm here to talk about cannabis stocks. These days I'm running new Cannabis Ventures still and also about to launch to the public 420 Investor again. And that would be May 15th, which is less than 6 weeks away. So today is Good Friday. And last year, like every other year, I called it Great Friday. It was a fantastic day for me. Why? Because both the United States and Canada were closed. I didn't have to work. It was a real holiday. Well, last Good Friday was really one of the worst days in my life, I guess, but certainly for my family. I was riding my bike in a bike lane with a helmet, and a lady hit and ran me and knocked me 10 feet into the air, according to witnesses. And I spent the next 2 months in hospitals, and I've been home since mid-December. And no, I've been home since mid-June, not mid-December. So 2 months in the hospital. And I was in two hospitals, one where I had a lot of surgeries, and the other where I recuperated. And when I came home, I was in a wheelchair. And my poor wife, I can go on and on about what she went through and all this, but she was great. And so I came home in June, and I've been recovering physically. And thank God, my traumatic brain injury isn't getting in my way. And I continue to wake up every morning on my own without an alarm clock with excitement at like earlier than ever, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I don't work as late anymore. I used to be a workaholic who worked too much. Now I'm a workaholic who works just right. And so this is a Good Friday too. I just want to say I'm happier than I've ever been. And I'm going to call it now, instead of Great Friday, Fantastic Friday. And the only problem with today for me is that the government isn't closed for Good Friday. They're closed for Easter, I guess. And payroll employment's coming out, but the markets won't be open until Monday morning. Ah! So good luck to everybody with that. And enjoy your Fantastic Friday. And just a little bit of insight into how I'm spending my Fantastic Friday. I am taking a sexy lady out on a date tonight, my wife. And we're going to a concert. And we haven't done that in a long time, mainly because of COVID. But we're going to a live concert tonight. And so with that, I've wasted 3 minutes, or I've entertained you for 3 minutes. Let's get into cannabis stocks. And what a bad topic, huh? This week, we dropped again. Ah! And the news that was out this week was kind of small, the normal kind of news. Illinois released their March data, and that data is released as adult use sales and as medical sales, but they both came out on the same day, on Wednesday. And the total sales were up 0.5% from a year ago. So it continues to be rather stagnant. There was a nice sequential rebound, although we fell actually in March from where we were in February. No. We rose a lot from where we were because there's more days in March. But if you knock it down on a per day basis, we still rose. And so that was the big piece of news. It doesn't really matter, actually. I did write another piece for Seeking Alpha, which I've really enjoyed, by the way, being back at Seeking Alpha, sharing my ideas with the public. And this one was a follow-up. I'd written right at the turn of the year on Green Thumb Industries, and I had said, it's cheap, but not cheap enough, I think is what I said. And wow, the stock had fallen. And instead of just bragging about it, I came out with, it's not yet time to buy Green Thumb Industries. And I love Green Thumb Industries. I have no problems with the company. But I didn't think the stock was properly priced, and it fell hard this week. And we'll see how it goes. You can read that piece. It's linked in the summary of this. The news this week was kind of light. It was a short week, and Air and their COO Jen Drake mutually separated. So they have a new CEO and from the outside, and the former CEO, who's now executive chairman, has been kind of quiet, and they've lost some people. So this company looks terrible as a stock, right? So they need to change things up. CEA announced the largest design build contract they've ever had. It was kind of small, at $335,000, but I like that company. I've written about it on my Seeking Alpha blog. They don't allow pieces on market caps that small. Canopy Growth was upgraded to neutral at Bernstein, and I normally don't share that type of news, but Bernstein was really negative. Brochstein is more negative, but no, I'm not upgrading them. And I think that it was a victory lap for the analysts. They were like, yeah, let's brag about our good call and take it to the sideline. Well, I agreed with their bad call. My prediction is even lower than theirs. And no, I'm not backing off. I think Canopy Growth is going below $1. The other piece of news, Greenlane reported its Q4. It actually came out through a 10K on Friday. And so it traded all day Monday, and then the report came out. And it was a bit light, high revenue relative to their market cap. The company also announced a packaging deal with a company called MJ Pack yesterday. Grogan opened a store in a new state, Montana. Jushi borrowed $20 million. And finally, Tilray expanded its medical efforts in Europe. I still don't care. I think that company is a waste of investor time. So with that, let's talk about the market. The market fell, and the S&P 500 fell, but that global cannabis stock index fell 39 times more. The S&P 500 was down 0.1%, that's all, and we were down 3.9%. And year to date, that leaves the market down, let's see if I can find that, 15.9%, and the S&P 500 is down negative 6.9. It's up 6.9%. We're down 15.9%. It's terrible. Will it ever end? That's a different story. I really struggle. I never say, oh, it's time to buy cannabis stocks. Well, I do say that, but no. I goofed up when I came out of the hospital. I thought it was time, and I got kind of loud at New Cannabis Ventures about it, but I quickly learned in both September and certainly in December, no, be careful, Alan. So no, I'm going to be more cautious about calling the bottom, and I'm looking for signs, and I'm not seeing them yet, unfortunately. Does that mean the bottom's not in? No. It just means that I've been watching the market, I don't know, for 45 years, not the cannabis market, it's not that old, but stocks, and I don't see the bottom. But maybe it's here. I run 2 model portfolios. One of them's kind of old. It replaced the ones at Badzinga, and it's called Beat the Global Cannabis Stock Index model portfolio. And it fell 4% this week, which was a little bit worse than the market. And year to date, though, it's down 9.5%, while the index is down 15.9. I'm doing my job. And my job isn't to predict, is the market going to go up? Is it going to go down? No, that's hard to do. My job is to pick the best cannabis stocks I can and beat the index. And if the market's going up, that's great. If it's going down like now, at least I save some people money if they were to follow. Okay, the other one is beat the American Cannabis Operator Index, and I've been kind of negative about MSOS. And this model portfolio is supposed to do better than that, but it's also supposed to beat the American Cannabis Operator Index, which is mainly THC companies, mainly. And no, it's not beating that. This week, it was down 4.1%, the same as the index, but year to date, it's down 21.5%, which is way worse than the index. And I can explain it if anybody wants to understand it, and I think I can get it back. But the good news, MSOS is down more, 23.5%, even after that rally on Friday. So what I conclude with on this video is the calendar. And believe it or not, we have 3 companies reporting next week, but they're all Canadian. On Monday, Tilray reports out its Q3 after the close. On Wednesday, Organogram, one of my favorite stocks overall, certainly my favorite Canadian LP, reports its Q2 before the market opens. And on Thursday, Avant Brands reports its Q1 after the close. Have a great week, everybody, and have a fantastic Friday. Happy Easter and happy Passover to those that celebrate, and happy Ramadan, if that's the way you say it, to those that celebrate Ramadan. No, Kwanzaa. Sorry, wrong holiday. Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa. All right, thank you.